Hello and welcome back to Children's Reading Cove. Let's dive into part 2 of Macbeth. Lady Macbeth stood at the window of her bedchamber, gazing out at the clouds gathering above the turrets of Glamis Castle. In her left hand she held a letter from her husband, and its words echoed through her mind. Glamis, Cawdor, King, he could have them all, she whispered. But I know you too well, my lord. You want greatness, but you shrink from what you must do to get it. If only. There was a knock at the door. Lady Macbeth started and turned, her long black hair whispering against the green silk of her gown. Come, she called. A servant entered. A message from Lord Macbeth, my lady, he said. He bids you prepare a royal banquet, for the king will stay at Glamis tomorrow night. What? Lady Macbeth gasped in amazement. Are you mad? She quickly recovered herself. Go and tell the other servants to make ready for the king, she commanded. When she was alone again, Lady Macbeth opened the window, and a blast of cold air caught her hair and swirled it about her face. Fate leads Duncan to Glamis, she murmured. Come to me, powers of darkness. Fill me with cruelty so I may teach my husband how to be ruthless. A low growl of thunder answered her. Macbeth rode ahead of the king's party and arrived at Glamis just after sunrise. When his wife greeted him, he noticed a hard, determined look in her eyes. The king sleeps here tonight, he said. Is his room ready? All is ready for Duncan's last night on earth, said Lady Macbeth. What do you mean? Macbeth asked. Lady Macbeth moved closer and spoke in a low voice. I guessed the thoughts that lay behind your letter, she said. Duncan is old and weak. His sons are not fit to rule, but you are. Kill the king while he sleeps, and let Malcolm and Donalbain bear the blame. Macbeth was astonished. First the witches, and now his wife had seen his innermost thoughts. Some strange force seemed to have taken control of his life, and he fought against it. I will never commit murder and treason, he declared. I will put a sleeping potion in a jug of wine and send it to the guards at the king's door, Lady Macbeth said quickly. They will sleep like babes. It will be easy for you to slip into Duncan's room. No, I cannot, Macbeth groaned. Lady Macbeth's face twisted into a sneer. This is your real chance to be king, she said. Are you too cowardly to take it? I am no coward, snapped Macbeth. Then prove it, Lady Macbeth hissed. Kill the old man and take the throne. Once more the strange force moved through Macbeth, flowing into him from his wife until he was unable to resist. All hail Macbeth, who shall be king, he thought, and he could almost feel the crown upon his head. Long after the castle had fallen silent, Macbeth left his room and crept along the corridors. His hands trembled, and the sound of his pulse in his ears was like the beating of a battle drum. This is the hour of the wolf and the witch, he thought, when evil spirits roam the night. And as the words crossed his mind, a ghostly glow gathered in the darkness, shaping itself into a dagger that floated in the air, shining with a sickly green light. Macbeth almost cried out in terror. "Be calm," he told himself. "This is a trick of the mind." To prove it, he reached out his hand to take the dagger, but it floated away from him and pointed the way to Duncan's door. Blood began to ooze from the blade as though the iron were weeping red tears. A bell tolled midnight. "Duncan's funeral bell is ringing," muttered Macbeth, and he followed the dagger through the gloom. Lady Macbeth also heard the bell toll, and it seemed a long time before her husband returned. There was blood on his face and hands, and he carried 2 daggers. "You should not have brought the daggers here," said Lady Macbeth. "Go back and put them into the guard's hands, as we planned." Macbeth's eyes were blank. He shook his head. "I will not go back there," he said hoarsely. "Then I will," said Lady Macbeth, and she snatched the daggers from Macbeth's hands and left the room. Macbeth stood where he was, shivering uncontrollably, seeing nothing but Duncan's dead eyes staring. He tried to pray, but his lips and tongue would not form the words. In a short while, Lady Macbeth came back, holding her red hands up to the candlelight. "I smeared blood over the guards' faces to make them seem guilty," she said. "In the morning we will have them tortured until they say that Duncan's son paid them to kill him." Her face was so full of triumph and cruelty that Macbeth no longer recognized her. He turned away and caught sight of his reflection in the mirror. It was as if he was looking at someone else, as if he and his wife had become strangers to themselves and each other. End of part 2. We'll see you soon for part 3. Bye-bye.